Hi everyone, in this video session I am going to teach you regarding synapses for alcohols, phenols and ethers. If you want to crack any question in your competitive exams like CET, NEET and JEE, very first important thing is you have to thorough about theoretical concepts. Whatever the concepts you have learned theoretically, you should be very well versed about that. So it is very much needed for you to even go through NCERT textbook. You should be thorough each and every line in NCERT text. And in addition to that, for each and every topic, so there will be certain important concepts you should keep revising, because most of the questions will be raised from those important topics from each and every chapter. So under the chapter alcohols, phenols and ethers, so I am going to give you information regarding which are those important concepts you should be thorough about. Very first, under the chapter alcohols, phenols and ethers, very importantly we can start with nomenclature. So you should be knowing rules to be followed to give any nomenclature. That is, either you should be able to write IUPAC naming for the given structure, or for the given IUPAC naming you should write the structure. Nomenclature is needed for alcohols, phenols as well as for ethers. And even with regard to phenols, under classification you will come across the substitution of monohydric, dihydric as well as trihydric. Under this you should be thorough about even the common names including the IUPAC name. After that, preparation. There are many reactions under the preparations, either for alcohols or phenols or even for ethers. After preparation, if you go for chemical properties, there are various different important chemical reactions which comes under all the three categories, that is alcohols, phenols and ethers. I will let you know which are those important reactions that you have to be thorough at the synapses. Got it? So after just giving information regarding synapses, then we can go for solving the questions. So in this video session we can start with the synapses regarding alcohols. Under alcohols, nomenclature you should know, that is what are the rules to be followed to give the naming for the given structure. So after nomenclature, once you go for preparation, there are various methods of preparation for alcohols. There are three types of alcohols, as you know: primary alcohol, secondary alcohol, tertiary alcohols. We can prepare all these types of alcohols under different conditions with the help of different reagents. I have given different types of reactions for the different methods of preparation of the alcohols. Let us have a recap for all those different reactions with respect to their general reactions, and few examples we can consider. And here we can start with preparation of alcohols. So which is the first reaction I have given. RX, that is alkyl halide, on reaction with potash, that is KOH, that is aqueous potassium hydroxide or aqueous silver hydroxide. Here it is very much important, you should use aqueous, not alcoholic. When alkyl halides are treated with aqueous KOH, what you will get? Alcohol. Agar alkyl halides na aqueous KOH jote treat madre nimge alcohol barutte. Got it? That is aqueous medium, you should remember. Then, secondly, when alkenes are subjected for, you can start from alkenes. If you start from alkyl halides, this is that reagent. If you go for alkenes in the shuru madadre, so alkenes can be subjected for either acid hydrolysis, or even you can consider they can be treated with acid other than acid hydrolysis, that is hydroboration, oxidation method. And another method, that is mercuration and demercuration. Here, if you go for alkenes when they are subjected for acid hydrolysis, that is in the presence of acid along with the aqueous medium H2O, then you will get the formation of the product, that is alcohol. But what is that important thing you should be remembering? ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ಕೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಕೀನ್ಸ್ನ ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಫೈನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ in case of alkenes, that is symmetrical alkenes and unsymmetrical alkenes will be there. In particularly with respect to unsymmetrical alkene like propene, then it is very much important thing to be remembered is it follows Markovnikov's rule. Agare Markovnikov's rule follow up madine neevu product na predict madbeku. So Markovnikov's rule ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, when an unsymmetrical alkene reacts with unsymmetrical molecule, the negative part is added to that carbon atom which contains least number of hydrogen atom. agar nimge alcohol ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಆ OH ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಆಡಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಲೆಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ OH ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್. Similarly, in case of acid hydrolysis, if we come for the OH group is added to that carbon atom which contains least number of carbon atom. Acid hydrolysis, it is following Markovnikov's rule. But in the next step, that is in the next process, method of preparation, that is hydroboration oxidation, which is that B2H6, then it is followed by oxidation with hydrogen peroxide in that is sodium hydroxide. Then what happens here? You will not get that product as you can prefer with respect to Markovnikov's rule. The product is obtained in a such a way that it is following anti-Markovnikov's rule. Agar nimge examination alli starting reagent to unsymmetrical alkene kottu acid hydrolysis anta consider ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ Markovnikov's rule follow up ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ hydroboration oxidation method ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ unsymmetrical alkene ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ it is following again as Markovnikov's rule, like it is following anti-Markovnikov's rule. Then we can get the different product. ಅಗರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಪ್ರೋಪೀನ್ ಇಂದ ಕಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ 2 ಪ್ರೊಪನಾಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಪ್ರೋಪೀನ್ ಇಂದ ಕಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಬೋರೇಷನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಆದಾಗ propan 1 all or propanol ಬರುತ್ತೆ. That is the main important thing that you have to remember, which is that exact product is obtained among these two different reactions. Then one more method of preparation, that is from alkenes itself, that can be considered as mercuration demercuration. Because it is called so because of presence of this or use of mercury that is along with the acetate. So mercury in second oxidation state. So mercuric or mercury acetate in the presence of, that is aqueous medium. Particularly this reaction is taking place in the presence of tetrahydrofuran THF, and then it is followed by reduction by using sodium borohydrate. So here also you are going to get that product, but here you have to predict the product. In case it is mercuration and demercuration, because it involves 2 steps in the mechanism, mercuration and demercuration, hence the process is called as mercuration and demercuration. And of course you can guess here, OH is attached to the carbon atom which contains least number of hydrogen atom, whether it is following Markovnikov's or anti-Markovnikov's rule. Again it is also following Markovnikov's rule like acid hydrolysis. We go for another method of preparation, that is starting from Grignard reagent. This Grignard reagent, when it is treated with carbonyl compounds, so we can prepare alcohols by carbonyl compounds using Grignard reagent. What is the formula for Grignard reagent? RMgX. Here carbonyl compounds, it includes both aldehyde as well as ketones, as you know. In case of aldehydes, that is formaldehyde, then we can go for acetaldehyde. If you start with formaldehyde, then the resultant product obtained will be primary alcohol. Other than formaldehyde, if you go for other aldehydes like acetaldehyde, then it results in the formation of final product, that is secondary alcohol. But in case if you start with particularly ketones, then it results in the formation of tertiary alcohol. Therefore we can prepare either primary alcohols or secondary alcohol starting from aldehyde by using Grignard reagent, or we can prepare tertiary alcohol by using ketones along with Grignard reagent. There are 2 steps here. First step, it is treated with RMgS to get the addition compound. In the second step, that is on addition of water, hydrolysis, you are going to end up with the formation of the specific type of alcohol. Then RCHO, that is starting from aldehydes. Here aldehydes are subjected for reduction process. One is catalytic hydrogenation or in the presence of reducing agents like importantly lithium aluminum hydride. Other than this lithium aluminum hydride, even you can use sodium borohydride or sodium in the presence of ethanol. So here very important reagent is lithium aluminum hydride. So when aldehyde, ಈಗ aldehyde na reduction process subject ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ in the presence of nickel metal, or when aldehyde is treated with lithium aluminum hydride, what is that expected product? That expected product is particularly, it is what type of alcohol? It is primary alcohol. Got it? And similarly, if you go for the same reduction process that is starting with ketones, when ketones are subjected for reduction process, that is hydrogenation in the presence of metals like nickel, platinum and palladium, or if you go for the reagent reduction, it is done in the presence of reducing agents such as lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride. So what you can guess? You can easily guess there is a formation of secondary alcohol. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್. ಅದೇ ಕೀಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಎಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. Next reaction, carboxyl group, that is carboxylic acid when treated with reducing agent like lithium aluminum hydride, they can convert into primary alcohol. So here it requires carboxylic group can be converted only with the presence of strong reducing agent like lithium aluminum hydride. You can get the reaction to convert into primary alcohol. And if you go for ester or COOR dash, when it is treated with reducing agent lithium aluminum hydride, it will also result in the formation of primary alcohol. And here we can consider other than lithium aluminum hydride, even this ester can be treated with sodium in the presence of ethanol, then also you will get the conversion into primary alcohol. That is regarding the preparation of alcohols. Then we can move on to the chemical properties regarding alcohol. So here alcohol can be treated with various types of the reagent to get different products. Here I have given list of different products depending on the different reagents. Very first, when alcohol is treated with sodium, you know that alcohols are acting as acidic in nature. They can react with metals like sodium, magnesium, aluminium, and they can convert into alkoxides, metal alkoxide. Here in case if you consider alcohol is treated with sodium, you will get sodium alkoxide as a product, and there will be liberation of which gas? Hydrogen gas. And here the same alcohol when it is subjected for acidification, that is reaction between alcohol and carboxylic group in the presence of concentrated H2SO4, you can remember. So here you are going to get the conversion into product, which is that product ester. And here there will be cleavage of bond between O and H. So there will be removal of H and there will be removal of OH here from the carboxyl group. And here we can get RCOOR. So that is the product formed is ester. You can just remember that OH is removed not from the alcoholic group. Here you remember very well. Here OH is removed from the carboxylic group. Then you can retain if it is labeled as 18. Here also you can get that O oxygen as 18 here. So it will retain the oxygen. Alcohol will retain the oxygen. Then in case if alcohol is treated with acyl chloride or acetyl chloride, so here RCO, acid chlorides, RCOCl, then what is the expected product? Again you are getting the same ester formation with the separation of hydrogen chloride. And next, when alcohol is treated with RMGS, that is Grignard reagent, you can expect the product that is alkane. So here hydrogen in alcohol, that is ROH, it is acting as acidic in nature. So hence it can react with the Grignard reagent to get converted into alkane. Then in case alcohol is treated with hydrogen halide, that is Lucas test, you can remember. So when alcohols are treated with hydrogen halide in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride as catalyst, then that is mixture of anhydrous zinc chloride and concentrated HCl you can consider as a Lucas reagent. Of course, when alcohols are treated with hydrogen halide, we can just consider there is conversion into alkyl halide. So alcohols, that is, we can guess primary alcohol and secondary alcohol, even as tertiary alcohols can react with this hydrogen halide to convert into the respective alkyl halides. Then when alcohol is treated with phosphorus halides like phosphorus pentachloride or phosphorus trichloride, in both the cases you can expect when alcohol is treated with PCl5, what you are expecting? You will get same RCl, that is alkyl chloride. And here there will be breakage of bond between RO as well as OH. That is carbon-oxygen bond is broken and even oxygen-hydrogen bond will be broken. So to get alkyl chloride. Similarly, even with the PCl3, phosphorus trichloride, you are going to get a formation of alkyl, respective alkyl chloride. If you use methanol, you will get methyl chloride. If you use ethanol, you will get ethyl chloride. Like that. And even if you consider the last, that is when alcohol is reacting with thionyl chloride, you are getting the conversion into alkyl chloride. Noted here you can expect the conversion of alcohol into alkyl chloride or alkyl halide, that is with the help of thionyl chloride, that is SOCl. Even you can remember the catalyst, that is pyridine, is used for the conversion of this alcohol into alkyl chloride along with the thionyl chloride, SOCl. And next, importantly, so there is conversion of alcohol either into ether or into alkene. It depends on the condition. You should be keen observer while reading the question. What condition they have mentioned, in case in the question it includes the reaction of alcohol with constant H2SO4, we should be cautious enough about the temperature. Temperature ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಲೋ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇಂದು ಹೈ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್. ಲೋ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 413 or 140 degrees Celsius. So high temperature means 443 or 170 degrees Celsius. Either it will be given in Kelvin or it will be given in degrees Celsius. In case if excess of alcohol is treated with concentrated H2SO4 at 413 Kelvin, it results in the formation of ether. But you should remember, when the same alcohol is treated with concentrated H2SO4 at 443 Kelvin or 170 degrees Celsius, you will not get ether, but you will get alkene as the product. Okay, that is regarding this set of reactions. Next, we can go for three types of alcohols, that is primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. Here we can consider different reactions with respect to three types of alcohols. First one yaudu? Primary alcohol. Primary alcohol, when it is treated with mild oxidizing agents such as PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate, so there you will get the aldehyde formation. So it will stop over up to aldehyde. There is no further oxidation to give carboxylic acid. But in case if you use primary alcohol, that is strong potassium, strong oxidizing agent, if potassium permanganate is used, then primary alcohol is converting into carboxylic acid. So here we can make out the difference with respect to mild oxidizing agent and strong oxidizing agent. During oxidation, there will be removal of hydrogen atom from OH group and another hydrogen atom which is attached to carbon adjacent to the OH group. That is carbon which is attached to OH. It is containing one hydrogen atom. That hydrogen atom is removed from the primary alcohol. Hence, it is also considered as dehydrogenation. There will be removal of water during the oxidation process. So here product is carboxylic acid. And next, if the primary alcohol is heated over copper catalyst at 573 Kelvin, I think you can remember this. So here at 300 degrees Celsius, you can expect the product formation, which is that product, that is aldehyde. Here, there will be removal of hydrogen atom, one from OH, another from carbon, that is removed off in the form of hydrogen gas. And with Lucas reagent, this primary alcohol will not give any reaction at room temperature. There is no turbidity for this. What is this Lucas reagent actually? It is mixture of anhydrous zinc chloride and concentrated HCl. Then, if you go for secondary alcohol, we can consider the same set of reactions, that is oxidation totally. ಈಗ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲು ಮೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೀಟೋನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ KMnO4, it gives carboxylic acid. Then, in case secondary alcohol is passed over heated copper catalyst, there you got aldehyde, but here you will get ketone as the product. That is the difference. Then, if you consider Lucas reagent, that is also distinguished test for primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. Secondary alcohol with Lucas reagent gives turbidity only after few minutes because there will be formation of alkyl chloride. Got it? That is RCl. And in case of tertiary alcohol, when tertiary alcohol is treated with mild oxidizing agent, that is PCC, either at room temperature or PCC, you can consider there is no reaction taking place. But here, the strong extraordinary condition like acidified KMnO4 can be used there, or at elevated temperature, then you can consider the reaction will be taking place. At room temperature with mild oxidizing agent, no oxidation taking place. But at higher elevated temperature and acidified potassium permanganate, in this case there is reaction taking place, but it is not direct undergo oxidation. First it will undergo dehydration to give alkene, then it undergoes oxidation to give mixture of carboxylic acid and ketone. You just remember that. First it will undergo dehydration to give alkene, then only it will convert into mixture of carboxylic acid and ketone. Then, if tertiary alcohol is passed over heated copper catalyst at 573 Kelvin, there also you will not get dehydrogenation, but instead you will get dehydration to give alkene. That is different product. Then, with the Lucas reagent, tertiary alcohol will give immediate turbidity. So, tertiary alcohol is more reactive with Lucas reagent to give alkyl chloride. So, you will get turbidity immediately, means tertiary alcohol. Turbidity after few minutes means secondary alcohol. Turbidity only on heating, that means there is no turbidity at room temperature, means primary alcohol. So Lucas test can be called as distinguished test for primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. That is regarding the different types of reactions with respect to preparation of alcohols and chemical properties of alcohols. So in the next video session, we can go for synopsis regarding the preparation and chemical properties for phenols.